Hi there, so this is a video in response to Cleo, continuing on from the last discussion when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to the YouTube Shorts option of videos and how one can grow. I guess once again to acknowledge Cleo, within nearly 2 weeks or so, you're almost at 200 subscribers and over 20,000, maybe 25,000 plus views. Can't quite remember, but I'm sure you'll know because you'll be able to track it as you go along yourself. I mean, if you are near 200 or nearly there, you could argue maybe 100 subscribers gained per week. So possibly if you keep up with what you're doing at this moment in time and you can maintain that traction, that flow, that consistency, then maybe you'll be at 1,000 subscribers in no time and then branch out from there and keep on going. But also, depending the situation and depending the outcome you want, you could possibly benefit too. So if in the future you reach milestones and you may become a part of the YouTube Partner Program, you can grow in that way too, in different ways. So there are things to look forward to. But in the meantime, there's roadblocks of what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I feel this way? How should I respond back? And we touched upon it briefly in the last video, Cleo, where I was saying how you could have a build-up of energy within or a build-up of something, and if you can put it into a video, it could create a good video, or it could just simply clear yourself. It could cleanse you. You make a video, a random example could be like covering true crime mystery. There's been drama, there's been conflict, it's impacted you, it's affected you, it's annoyed you, you want to express yourself, you want to get everything off your chest, set the record straight, you put on a video, put on a display, explain, talk, you're releasing yourself and you're putting it all into that video. And then once the dust settles, you feel more free, more open, and you've just released it all. And then it can also benefit other people, where people learn of what is the truth and what the outcome is. That's only one way, right? Many other examples. Now, that example I just said then probably doesn't apply to you, but you yourself will have your own experiences or your own build-up of energy within, positive, light or dark energy, in whatever format, in whatever way, time or place it can happen. And I think you, Cleo, have touched upon it, saying maybe certain months and certain times and seasons you may feel worse than other times. And you were asking the question of, when it gets to a point like that, when it gets to a build up within, do I make videos to release myself? How do I do the videos? Should I even be doing them? Is it a good idea? Hopefully that makes sense, Cleo. I'm going to try and respond back to your question right now. So the general question I need to answer in response to you is, when there is a build-up of energy within, is it a good idea to make a video in relation to that problem, or something different, to somehow release, transmit the energy within you and throw it out there to get rid of it for whatever reason, through the usage of making videos? Is it worth doing that? So the way I would respond and answer Cleo is, you got to ask yourself first of all, what's the worst case scenario? Would it cause any damage if you did release yourself and make a video, let's say, talking about a problem, a issue? Because that's an example you gave, saying you would rant or you would shout, you would talk, you'd explain the situation or something else. You might tell a story, maybe, to express within and do it outwards. You gave those examples. Well, you got to ask yourself, if you was to make a video, maybe ranting or shouting, complaining, talking about an issue, would it cause any backlash after you've made that video? Because the important thing is, Cleo, is You want to try and be efficient. You want to release a negative build-up. You want to get rid of a negative presence, but you don't want to then perform that action, which then replaces being free with then a new problem, okay? You think you're getting rid of your current issue or a current problem, but in doing so, in performing a certain action such as uploading a video where you talk about the issue, that could then lead to a new problem being formed, okay? I myself will only explain it very brief, okay, because that can get messy itself. There's been times in the past where maybe I was frustrated or somewhat annoyed, or I had an idea or a concept, or I made a new observation and it was a dark one, and I decided to make a video, and I thought, oh, there we go, that's helpful. I don't have to think about it because I've put it into a video now. That's it. If I want to watch the video back in the future, I can. Or if I just want to move forwards and keep on doing, normal videos, I can. The video's out there, the thoughts are out there, it's gone now, it's dispersed. Let's move on. But some of the videos that I might have done at points in time, whether there was a direct link or people made it all about themselves, I did receive backlash in the background in different ways, okay? In different environments. So it can lead to unexpected problems being caused down the line. You think you're doing a good thing for yourself, but what you aren't aware of, at times you can set yourself up to more problems down the line. So that's why, Cleo, you got to try and assess the situation before you take action, right? If you are frustrated, if you are annoyed, if you are sad, if you are angry, if you have quite an intense build-up of excitement and you want to burst out there in some kind of creative video, whatever emotion you might be feeling at a point in time, and you want to do a video in response to that emotion to talk or display a story, a real life one, or in a different way, abstract, just got to ask yourself is, once you've made the video, once you've made it public, once you've released that energy within yourself, is there a chance that it could lead to someone getting triggered? Someone you know or some stranger? Will it cause a reaction, a negative reaction from others out there that might come across your video? Does it lead to new problems? That's what you got to ask yourself, okay? To refer back to me, when I've done videos in the past, completely unrelated, and sometimes not thinking at the time, what's happened is maybe someone, something has come across those videos at a point in time, not been too amused, responded back in a negative way, led to backlash. Was it worthwhile? Not always, because the situation can get awkward, it can get messy, and it just creates more problems and more roadblocks and slows everything down. You think you've released yourself, you think you can move forwards, but then a new set of problems are in front of you, and then you got to deal with that, right? Now, it does come down to who watches the videos. If it's strangers, general public, maybe the problem, backlash can vary. If a great deal of humans come across that video and there's backlash, you could get harassed, you could get questioned, you could get a lot of confrontation from people online. You know what I'm saying? Such as if you give an unpopular opinion, you say something controversial, and then a big wave of bandwagon people come on in who you've never seen before and they hound you. It's not pleasant. It can happen. I think in your situation, with the videos you're already uploading, they're positive and people respond back positively, not so much negatively, which is a good thing. But what if you made a video highlighting a problem? How would strangers react to it if that was the case? I don't think it would be that bad because people might just not click on it in the first place. So it could be a win-win for you. You release yourself, you express yourself, but no one, of the general public watch, or not as many bother watching, so it doesn't lead to really any issues. And If it's just your own issues or your own experiences, it might not relate to anybody else out there. So it might not cause as much of a wave of backlash, right? I guess if it's on a more personal scale, where it could be people, friends, or family members in real life, there are those out there that could watch or monitor your videos, and then you make a video talking about a real life situation and they come across it, that could cause some kind of conflict. You get what I'm saying? There are ways around it to limit and reduce that problem, okay? So if you used to release yourself and talk about a problem or an experience, a story from the past or the present, and it might involve certain people around you, Cleo, you want to do the action, but you're not prepared or ready for the backlash it could face. People around you questioning you for why would you do that video? Why would you do this? And why would you post it publicly online? How could you? That can lead to a very messy, awkward situation, especially when it comes to people that are around you, okay? In any situation in life, on platforms, in video format, anywhere, start talking, publicizing it, it can lead to its own internal conflicts, most definitely, okay? And it can be experienced by many different people out there. A way to negotiate if that was the situation would simply be do your video, talk as much as you want, shout, scream, and then upload the video, but privately, unlisted, right? So you get everything off your chest, Cleo. You say everything you had to say at that moment. It's all out there. You've got it out of your system, out of your mind. You've spoke. You've said what's on your mind. You've expressed yourself. And now it's in a video. And then post it. But if it's a personal video and it could cause in-person backlash, so people around you in real life, that video could cause backlash or any nasty reactions, maybe it's best advised to publish the video, upload it, but as a private one, so no one can see it, only you can, right? And you could say, well, what's the point of it then? Well, it's the equivalent, doing that is the equivalent of somebody going out into an open field or a mountaintop and just screaming, shouting, whatever, releasing it out of their system. I'm sure you would have seen it in movies, films, shows on TV. You just lay it all out, basically. And if one way to let it all out is to make a video talking about it, then why not do it? And then you have the choice then to make it public or private. So you're releasing it out of your system, and if you do so happen to make it private, no one can see it, meaning no one can react negatively to it. So it's a win-win situation, okay? So I gave you examples there and ways around it to counter and overcome potential obstacles. As I said, it all comes down to weighing it down to, does it cause more problems in the future? If not, just do what you got to do, okay? And in the process of doing what you got to do, then you weigh up, what do you value first? What do you value most importantly? Do you value your channel over your actions, or do you value your own self, right? So if there was a buildup of energy, or there was a lot on your mind and you wanted to release it, but you felt that what you had to say could be deemed negative or dark, and somehow it could go against YouTube guidelines, let's just say, because the topic you were talking about and the words that came out of your mouth could go against YouTube guidelines. Could that lead to a negative consequence? Maybe. Could people report that video if they felt the need to, if they were petty enough? It can happen, right? If the video is public and YouTube sees it, if people see it, if people report it, and then YouTube reviews it. It's not guaranteed. It might not be a high chance for you, but I guess the more popular you become, or at least the more well-known you become, and the audience you build along the way, and more people hear about you and your reach is out there, you become more known. Your actions are monitored more frequent than if you were a nobody. So videos that you might have made back then, you try recreating now, it might not go down well with the general public, right? So it's like, what do you value? Do you want your channel to remain healthy and to grow? Or do you value being more healthy within? So you'll do actions at whatever the cost, so you feel better about yourself. The only drag back could be as a result of making yourself feel better. It could have a negative impact on your channel performance, your channel reach, and maybe the small chance of your account being deleted or terminated by YouTube. As I said, these are some extreme, exaggerated scenarios. It all comes down to what video are you making, okay? Does the video follow guidelines? If it does, then you don't have to worry about your channel being impacted negatively, right? I mean, you've also got to ask yourself, besides valuing channel or yourself, or maybe a bit of both, you can compromise, and we'll acknowledge that later, Cleo, is the situation you're currently in. What do you have to lose? Do you have a lot to lose or not? If you don't have much to lose, maybe arguably you could be a bit more reckless just in general. It sounds bad, that, but it does make sense. I mean, if you had a lot to lose, you got a lot of responsibilities, or you've put in a lot of hard work and effort to get wherever you are at right now. That hard work and effort put in to get to where you're at right now could apply to your channel, putting in that time and effort in uploading videos on a consistent basis to build your audience, to build your channel, to build those views and subscribers. You get to a point in time where you've put in so much effort. Do you really want to throw that all away now just because of a few actions you're thinking of doing? Is it worthwhile? Yes or no, right? But then it could also apply to more on building, working and self-improvement upon yourself away from social media. You've built yourself up, you've adapted, you've changed. Self-improvement, as they like to call it. Bit of a cringy buzzword, but some people use it, don't they? If you got so far and there's been time put in to get to a stable mindset, or you've managed to get to a point of creating some form of stability or some kind of routine, do you want to throw that all away, all that hard work and progress, just because of a few actions you were thinking of doing through the usage of, let's say, uploading videos onto YouTube? Is it worthwhile? It all comes down to, what are the videos and how are you going to express yourself in them? But as I said, what about if you're in the middle? You value your own time, you value your own importance and effort you've put into yourself, but you also value your own YouTube channel and the effort and time you've put into creating that. You value both sides, yourself and your channel. You're in the middle. Well, the negotiation part is, you do what's needed, what's best for you, such as make a video, tell a story, explain your thoughts, your ideas, positive or negative. Release that darkness from your body, your mind, in terms of a video format. Be creative if necessary. Edit if it helps. Then you've got it encapsulated into a video. It's come away from you, it's now in a video, and you just throw out there as a public video or a private one. If it's public, anyone can see it. There is that very small chance of backlash coming about because of it. general public or more personal, closer to you, depending on the subject you're talking about. But you want to reduce the backlash or make sure that it will never happen, well, you make the video private. So you can still carry on making videos on your normal channel, your creative ones, your animations. You keep up with that, you keep on growing as you already are. No changes there. And in the times where you might be frozen or your mindset is conflicted with another thought or an ongoing problem, issue, or event, or a previous one, express yourself in a video, release it as soon as possible, and then upload that video online, private or public, depending on what you think's best. And then, you can carry on moving. So you keep on growing, and every time there's an obstacle or roadblock, such as a thought or feeling within, you express it, you exercise it, you eradicate that dark energy and put it into something. It's like putting it into a chest, locking it up, throwing it away, putting a message or a note, like a video, a paper diary, writing down everything, expressing it outwards, and then saving it or throwing it away, literally throwing that thought away. You write it down on paper first, then chuck it away. You can do the same with YouTube videos, right? I said they don't have to all be public. And then you're probably safer in that outcome. So that's basically it at this moment in time. Kind of a lengthy video. Probably schedule this for later because I've got a previous one to get out there. I just thought it was worth doing this response video as soon as possible before anything does happen. Okay. It looks like you've done another animation video recently, slightly different topic, and it has performed. So at least that acknowledges that things are still working there, right? And I guess the only other pointer is there might be times where things may dip in performance, or it might feel like people haven't watched your videos. Sometimes give it time and it will get there. And if at any point, Cleo, you look back at videos you may have uploaded a few months ago, like your animation ones, let's say in the future now, you're looking back and some got 240, 100 views, there's no harm in re-uploading it in the future if you feel that those videos deserve more attention, okay? Best not to overuse or abuse that method, but if the initial upload didn't perform at the right place at the right time, in the future, there's no harm in re-uploading it in hopes of it doing better. If your other videos do well, I guess that one should too. So take that on board in the future. But I think we'll leave it there for now, because I think that clears everything up. Is there any closing statement to make? I'll try and give you a closing statement, Cleo, which solidifies and explains everything, okay? You've got a YouTube channel. You've got a platform to express yourself. When bad things happen online or in real life, you can express yourself in a creative format, such as videos. Then you can post it and make it public or private, depending on what you think is the best outcome. If at any point in the future you've expressed yourself in a video and you doubt yourself, you sense, you feel, you have a gut feeling that it could lead to a bad outcome, privatize the video but still, upload it. So you're getting rid of that negativity and you're locking it away from yourself, okay? So I hope that clears that up. So when you get a gut feeling that this video could have a bad outcome, maybe trust that instinct and make it a private video. So you're still expressing yourself, but you're reducing the conflict that could come with it if it was public, right? And then I'd say that's a win-win situation. And from there on then, you keep up with what you're doing. And if you get recurring moments where you need to express yourself, you do the same, repeat and move on. Do the same, repeat, move on, and just keep on going like that. And I said with that steady growth demonstrated on your channel, things are moving onwards. So that could help with you yourself as a person. So we'll leave it there for now. Hopefully the video helps, and maybe in the background it might apply to others out there, you never know. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time whenever that is.